What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz, where we talk about the day's top stories so that you can know what the heck is going on in this world in about 10 minutes or less. Please do me a huge favor and subscribe to this channel, and make sure you join us at trysmallbiz.com, where you can advertise your company today. That's trysmallbiz.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode, it's all about the one and only Donald Trump and their never-ending quest to get his tax returns, a Paul Pelosi retraction of a retraction, and what is the Federal Reserve going to do tomorrow with interest rates, and how is it going to affect our money? And before this video is out, I'm going to start a new tradition of promoting at least 3 or 4 of our premium members, so pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. It's hard to give that up. Here we go. I have content creator friends. Just give that up. Stop saying the whiskey big rock. Half your audience doesn't drink. I totally respect that. It's hard to do. I'm trying to do. It's like rocking. I have trouble not rocking. The first 30 seconds of the video are crucial. I really don't give a fuck. If somebody's going to log off, they're going to log off. The Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, temporarily blocks Congress from getting Trump's income tax returns for the how manyth time? Supposedly, Supreme Court Justice John Roberts blocked the House Ways and Means Committee from obtaining years' worth of federal income tax returns from the former president from the IRS. You ever ask yourself, whether you're on the left or the right, what's the guy hiding? What's he hiding? Is he worth less than we think he is? Does he owe money to the Russians, the Chinese? I mean, what is he? Is he just fucking with us? I don't really know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Why is Donald Trump refusing, after all these years, to hand over his tax returns, although he's not the only president to refuse to do so? All right, Paul Pelosi. We have a retraction of the retracted retraction. Now all the major news networks, ABC, CBS, and even Fox, are saying that the two didn't know each other. They're saying that they both were not half naked in their underwear. They're saying there wasn't 2 hammers but one, and this is the part that drove me nuts on Twitter. Make sure you follow me at TrySmallBiz. In fact, across all the major networks, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, at TrySmallBiz, username SmallBiz, and of course, here on YouTube. But here's the part that really gets me. We now learn through the cops, the FBI, and the DA that after there was the knock at the door, Paul opens it up. They're unsure who opened it. Was it Paul or was it the attacker? But he opens the door and they're both hanging on to the hammer. And Paul tells the cops, who say, "Is everything all right?" "Everything is fine." And they actually had a conversation for the next 2 to 3 minutes, unverified in terms of exactly how long it was, because we haven't seen the security cameras, of which there are 28, or the body cam. So ask yourself this question, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I want this channel from here on out to be extremely engaging. Outside of the E word, if your life was in danger, if you were just upstairs battling down the elevator, right? You snuck into the bathroom. By the way, why did he let him go into the bathroom? Why was he supposedly in the bathroom for 10 or 15 minutes? Why didn't he knock the door down? Or were they, and he says, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute. And then somehow, between an excessive amount of alcohol and or drugs, the rendezvous gets taken downstairs. But again, nobody knows who opened the door. Nobody has any body cam. There is no surveillance. By the way, the 28 surveillance cameras had a quote, and this is a quote now, malfunction. Just like the Epstein case, right? The cameras work just fine for what was he in there for? 9 months. And then the day where it comes to an end, suddenly, we don't know what happened. We don't have it. It's the darndest thing. The cameras just, the lights went out. We don't know what happened. Same shit here. It's not because he's a Democrat or that he's been inside trading or he's married to crazy Nancy Pelosi. No, it's a 2-tier justice system that we've all had to endure for the last several decades of our life, that if they do something, they can get away with it. But my goodness, if you and I were involved in something like that, we would not be able to lie through our effing teeth. But again, I ask of you, if your life was in danger, when the door opened, wouldn't you say, this guy's trying to kill me, please help? No, you wouldn't stand there for 2 or 3 minutes and say everything's fine. And what the hell were the cops thinking? Why didn't they fucking rush through that door instead of stand there for 2 or 3 minutes? The whole thing stinks to high hell. I will leave it alone at least for a while, ladies and gentlemen, but let me know what you think. What do you think of all these retractions and the constant changing of the story? Similar to Epstein, and I could go on and on and on about other major news events that involve the loss or attempted loss of life. And it always is the case that if you're filthy rich or you're connected to the top of the pyramid, you can lie through your fucking teeth and get cooperation from the cops and or the DA. And that's part of the reason why the whole defund the nonsense started in the first place. It's not just about the cops are excessively going hardcore against folks of color. No, it's shit like this. Can we trust the cops, the FBI, and the fake news to tell the truth? I'm not so certain, which leads me to my final story of the day before we do some promos, so stick around for that. There is a Federal Reserve meeting, and as I speak to you right now, the Dow is off 59 points, NASDAQ down 83. Our stocks, for the most part, are up. How about that B-Big, by the way? Who owns B-Big? In the comments, right? It starts running because the chairman of the FCC, once again, and he said it before, wants to shut down TikTok. And then all of a sudden, Meta and Snap and B-Big starts running. And it's cranking. 10 million shares, gets all the way up to 104. And as I just said on Twitter, that's the B-Big we know and love, back to 96 and change. Look, this company has tremendous potential. And believe it or not, BBIG has not launched yet in the United States. They're big abroad, and especially in India. Now is the time to come out with your earnings. You got a new CFO, new leadership. Get the merger together with Finmin over at Zash, and let's get this fucking party started, because there's never been a better backdrop to say, hey, we are the alternative to TikTok. We think we have a valuation of $4 or $5 billion, and here's where we see ourselves going over the next 12 to 24 months. Do you guys hear what I'm telling you? But the Federal Reserve is probably going to hike rates officially tomorrow by 75 basis points. But as I said on Twitter, there's a rumor going around that they may just do 50, because inflation, as I've been saying now for weeks, is crashing. We actually have deflation in certain parts of the market. Some commodities, some price indicators are down as much as 75% from their peak just 2 months ago. Part of the reason why the Dow is up 4,300 points. Who told you to buy the fucking market a month ago? Shopify at 24, where's it now? Almost 36. I said get into DraftKings, which I think WYNN is actually going to take over at some point, and or the big partnership with ESPN. I said get in that at 12 and a half. Where is it now? 16 and change. So here's my strategy, as I pointed out on Twitter. The market is extremely overbought. In fact, the Dow is resting on a multi-year trend line at 32,715. It's come all the way up over 4,000 points to resistance. If we bust through on a half a point hike instead of an expected 75, let it melt up for a few days to a week or so. If they push DraftKings close to 20, they push Shopify north of 40, pulling the trigger. We're selling at least half and perhaps all. But what I expect to be the case is they'll go 75 and maybe be a tad dovish in the press conference. We'll sell off a bit because, again, the VIX is at 25 and change. It's not saying we've got a crash coming. There is no concern from the big players in the market that something's about to go awry. So I expect 75, a moderate pullback in the market of 2 or 3% tops. Once we get through the red wave, which, by the way, I said 229 seats I expected for the GOP to win the House and 52 in the Senate. I think I'm going to be wrong. I'm thinking it's going to be at least 54 because Blake Masters has pulled ahead of Kelly in Arizona, and my goodness, Lee Zeldin now as governor in New York. As I pointed out, again, you got to follow me on Twitter. If you're not, you're making a huge mistake. It's not just my perspective on the world and free stock picks, but you're witnessing Places like Oregon, Rhode Island, districts in Central California that have been held by Democrats for decades that are now leaning Republican. So I'm starting to think this is going to be an absolute train wreck for Biden and the Democrats. And you know what? They controlled every branch of government for the last 2 years. And regardless of who you voted for, we gave them a chance. But everything from the southern border to inflation to the recent meltdown and slight bounce in the stock market has been a fucking disaster. So they're going to get on Tuesday, a week from today, exactly what they deserve. So before I let you go, and thank you very much for sticking around, if you're wondering what $1 a day is going to get you, it's on the homepage 100 times a day. It's first to come up in search in your category with a beautiful green border. It's me promoting you at least once or twice a year to more than 100,000 people on social media. And it's videos like this, which, yes, the product reviews are going to start very, very soon. I've been kind of busy lately, but I want to do categories, 3, 4, 5 at a time between now and the end of the year to say thank you very much for the 408. We keep spinning our wheels. Every 10 that come in, 10 go out. There's a variety for reasons for that, not the least of which I just mentioned about 30 seconds ago. But once we get to 500, we're going to do the stock texting service. So if you got $1 a day and you want to be mentioned in something like this, get a premium membership before they're gone. CLW Enterprises. And I'm going to put all the links pinned in the top comment. He or she is a small business owner. I'm reading the summary. I enjoy reading, golf, traveling, as well as maintaining a pen collection. That's rather interesting, from CLW Enterprises. And I'm looking forward to expand my entrepreneurial interests. Well, you're in the right place, and we do appreciate your business. I need you guys to do me a favor. The next one is Carla Michelle. She is a spiritual medium. She'll do a free reading. She reaches out to me on a regular occasion, and I am going to get mine with her very, very soon. But I am pinning hers in the top comment as well. If you've ever wondered where you stand in this world, past lives, folks, friends or family that have crossed over to the other side, I want you to connect with Carla Michelle. She's a spiritual leader, psychic medium, energy healer, empath, as well as an ordained minister. That's quite a menu. I help family members connect with loved ones on the other side, and trust me, she is salt of the earth. So that's Carla Michelle. Our buddy Robbie D. By the way, if you are a premium member, this is another benefit. We are cruising out of Miami on the Virgin Voyages, which is owned by Branson. No kids allowed, or we're going to have, or the Small Biz Conference in Vegas starting in 2024 or 5. So if for $1 a day, come on, $1 a day. $1 a day, you can join me and Robbie D and DJ Bot, who's not in this category. We'll be spinning the tunes. We're going to be having so much fucking fun, breaking bread, and probably having a few too many adult beverages. But Robbie D, his name is Rob. He lives in Philadelphia. Oh my God, he's an Eagles fan. Oh, Cowboys, Eagles. He's a DJ, magician. I also work with other magicians and DJs all over the East and West Coast. Robbie D, we appreciate you very much. I think your Eagles are about to go into a tailspin. This undefeated bullshit, not going to last. Stone Wolf Studios. I'm a lighting designer, laser show designer. Just promoted this profile a couple of days ago. And small business owner based in Chicago. We've got lots of people from Chicago. We do shows all over the world for a variety of clients and applications. So if you're looking for a high-end laser show, whether it's for a party or a corporate event, talk to Stone Wolf Studios. Right up the street from me in Snellville, Georgia. 777 Dance Studio. Owner of 777 Dance Studio, over 20 years in business, sharing her passion for the arts. Make sure you connect with my friends right up the road, 777 Dance Studio. And last but not least, Wayne Wise. Wayne's been with me a long time. In fact, I think Wayne was among the early adopters on YouTube 2 years ago when we started this whole idol madness. He is a professional, get this, rodeo announcer. Wouldn't you like to hear that? Wayne, we may have to call on you to, give us that whole... We want to hear you do the announcing. By trade, however, he's been working on it. You got to check out his profile for this. Working on leather since he was a child. He's got a leather, what you might call leather artwork. It's amazing stuff. I now create unique art with leather. Reach out to Wayne Wise, who's from Dublin, Texas. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that I absolutely love and appreciate you. And yeah, you might want to get a premium membership at trysmallbiz.com.